Did you know that Hinduism lays out 4 distinct goals to reach during one's lifetime? These 4 goals are called the Purusharthas. It is a concept that appears in the ancient Vedic texts. The Vedas are a collection of Sanskrit texts that were passed down for centuries as a perfectly preserved oral tradition. During the next 4 weeks, we will explore those 4 life goals or soul purposes. And it would be helpful if you started a journal or at least have a piece of paper by your side to jot down all your insights. Before we get started with the first one, let me quickly introduce myself.
Hi, it's Monika, your intuitive trauma transformation coach, who helps you face and successfully navigate through the storms of life, guiding you through a most powerful self-healing process and teaching you all the mindfulness tools you need to embark on your journey to your core self and create the life you've always envisioned.
The first soul purpose is called karma. This Sanskrit word means love, desire, and pleasure. Karma as a whole is made up of sensual and aesthetic pleasures. There are many ways to achieve pleasure in life, including hobbies, outdoor activities, and cultural interests. But it is important to note that karma is also derived from sexual pleasure. Karma should never be one-sided. To truly embrace karma virtuously, it must be both given and received. Ask yourself if your karma is in balance, or if you overindulge and have an unhealthy addiction, aka unhealthy behavior pattern. Listen to what Upanishads tell us. You might have heard it in a different version already. As is your desire, so is your will. As is your will, so is your deed. As is your deed, so is your destiny, and you are what your deep driving desire is. To practice karma from a yogic perspective means to practice being fully present with whatever you are experiencing. Karma is a total sensory experience that includes discovering something new or looking at something old with a new perspective, learning about it in depth, establishing an emotional connection, learning the process of enjoyment, and experiencing the resulting feeling of well-being before, during, and after the experience. Sounds quite difficult and theoretical. Let's make it more practical. First example. A young woman grows up without pets. The first encounter with a dog is traumatic and doesn't give her any joy. She avoids dogs. To achieve balance and get a new perspective, she goes into a pet store. First, at a distance, she discovers that there are young puppies. She suddenly enjoys touching and petting them, as she can establish an emotional connection. Balance is achieved. Second example, a young man is invited to a mountain hike. As he is well aware of not being in shape, he would kick his karma out of balance by blindly accepting. In order to have a pleasant experience, he could either start training for this event, or politely suggest a different activity that he could participate in that would let him and his friend have joyful and pleasurable experiences. Again, it is about self-awareness and boundary settings when it comes to relationships. And karma is about relationships and giving and receiving. Karma should be followed with thought, care, caution, and enthusiasm, and be free from worries and egotistical problems. Know and seek which pleasure is saturated with divine consciousness and is drenched in the ecstasies of the soul. Ultimately, the highest karma is the longing for oneness with the divine. Just reflect for a moment on the questions I will ask you as prompts for journaling, and or write down what comes to mind so that you can work on it later. What gives you joy and pleasure in life? List at least 10 activities. Do you enjoy listening to music or reading a book? What makes you happy when you do it? For example, does music relax you? What kind of music? Do you enjoy going on hikes or cultural events? What have you always been passionate about? Sometimes we remember what made us happy as kids, but then we feel too old to do it now. Be playful about it. If you like to play once in a while, play like a child and be happy in the very moment. Are you enjoying your life? What would you have to change to enjoy it more? Are you happy, content, and at peace with yourself? What could you do to become more of who you really are supposed to be? What do you care about? Who do you care about? Can you set different priorities? Meaning, can you change? What do you most desire? How can you bring more of it into your life? Are you hooked on anything? Well, I hope it's healthy. Are your pleasures leading you toward or away from your life's purpose? Are you a people pleaser who compromises your real identity only to get attention? This is a hard question, I know. I used to be a people pleaser for 30 years. Before I reached out for help and began my transformation journey of self-love and healing. Believe me, it's just amazing when you can be yourself, because it brings joy into your life. Let's leave it like this for the first part. Enough self-growth work. Have fun. Go for a walk to relax and take some deep restorative breaths. We'll come back next week for part 2. If you like this video, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell as well. YouTube loves it when there are some comments and pushes videos to a broader audience. Please comment below with just an emoji, a question, a sentence, whatever comes to mind. Thanks so much. Namaste, namaste. And remember, You deserve to break free and live your magic every day. Bye.